Annette here today. I'll be reviewing Schoolmarm, which is at Keystone. So access Schoolmarm from the top of Darkham Mountain. Schoolmarm is really like the main run all the way down on the front side of Keystone. There's always a lot of people here at the very top. There's a ton of snowboarders that are sitting down, lots of people wanting to get a photo. It is a really pretty view. You can kind of see Lake Dillon. So I don't blame them for wanting to get a photo, but just expect lots of crowds up at the top. And then it'll hopefully, if it's not like a crazy busy Saturday, just kind of even out a little bit and not be so busy while you are actually skiing. Schoolmarm is considered the family ski trail, and it's advertised as having enough room to go as slow as you want, which is true, but I wouldn't really say that it's good for beginners because there's always a lot of people on Schoolmarm. It's always the busiest, and you've got a wide range of different ski levels because there's a lot of different paths that kind of come off of there. So we've got the Paymaster Run that comes off of there. You can go on to Silvermaster, which are blues. And so you've got people that are trying to get to more advanced trails, which are maybe going a lot faster than what somebody might be comfortable with if you're a beginner or if you're a, younger kid really just trying to learn how to ski. So as we're going along through here, you can see a lot of different people. Some people are stopped, others are zooming on by. This is actually quite empty for when we are usually skiing down Schoolmarm. This was right at the end of the day, I think around 3:30. So a lot of people had left already. Typically, this would be quite a bit busier. So Keystone has Schoolmarm labeled as a green run, and we do agree with that rating. We'll label it as a green hard. So there are steep areas of Schoolmarm that were very intimidating when I was first beginning to learn how to ski, and I was kind of shocked that it was considered a family ski trail whenever I did arrive upon those more steep areas. Up here is actually one of the more difficult areas. It doesn't look as steep as it actually is on our video, but this is probably the steepest area of Schoolmarm, which could be quite intimidating if you are just a beginner skier. So keep an eye out when you're around here. You can either make a big left and you'll stay on actual Schoolmarm, or you can go to Silver Spoon. Schoolmarm is a little bit easier than Silver Spoon. Sometimes Silver Spoon's a little bit icier, and I would say that Silver Spoon is a little bit more steep, at least than this part of Schoolmarm. So if you're trying to stay on the easiest path, make sure to make that left turn here. Make sure you're keeping an eye out for anyone making those wide S turns. So do be careful if you are a more experienced skier going down Schoolmarm. They tend to have quite a bit of staff members that are patrolling Schoolmarm, and just keeping an eye out for people that are maybe going a little bit too fast, or making it a little bit more difficult for all of the beginner skiers that do tend to stay on Schoolmarm for maybe the entire day. So here you can either go straight or you can veer off to the right. If you go off to the right, you'll have the option to get on the Montezuma Express. So honestly, unless this is going to be like your last run of the day, or for some reason you're like, oh, I need lunch down in the village, I would absolutely recommend taking that right and getting on the Montezuma Express. So if you're going to go all the way down to the base area, it takes very long to get back up to the top. You either have to take the Summit Express or the gondola, which are both long rides. And so if you're just wanting to get a lot of skiing in, take the Montezuma Express, get back to the top of Durkheim Mountain, and just kind of do some laps like that. In addition to the several steeper parts of Schoolmarm, another reason that we labeled Schoolmarm as a green hard is just because of how long it is. From top to bottom, Schoolmarm is 3.5 miles, which, if you're newer to skiing, or even if it's just maybe at the beginning of the season, that can be quite a leg burner. So before you go down Schoolmarm, do make sure that you are up for a long run. So the end of Schoolmarm is actually going to end in the Mountain House area, which is about like a mile away from, Keystone Village, the River Run area with all of the fun shops. There is like a restaurant or maybe two down at Mountain House, and there are, restrooms and stuff like that. But if you're trying to go to the village, you're going to have to take Ina's Way from Schoolmarm. Keep an eye out for it because it is a quite a big drastic turn, and we are going to show you how to take Ina's Way. This was at the end of the day, like near 3:30, and we had actually planned on going all the way down to Peru, but then we saw a sign that said there was no lift access. And since we wanted to get back up, there was night skiing, so we wanted to get back up, and so we made sure to take Ina's Way. Once you're here, you've passed any of the very steep areas of Schoolmarm, so it's kind of just like a fun ride here at the end to the bottom. So here's where the path is going to split off. If you keep on going straight, that's where you're going to hit Peru. If there's no lift access and you need to get back up, be sure that you go ahead and take Ina's Way. Otherwise, you're either going to be walking to the village or you will have to get a ride on the shuttle, which obviously isn't going to be super reliable. Ina's Way is going to connect you back to the gondola and the Summit Express. it does dump you out right on where like Durkam's Dash goes down. However, it's kind of underneath all of the steep areas of Durkam's Dash. Durkam's Dash is a blue that goes all the way down to the gondola, and it is quite icy. It's not one of the more difficult blues, I would say, at Keystone, but obviously stay off Durkam's Dash if you are a complete beginner or do not want any icy or steep hills. So here's the catwalk, and it's just going to open up here. To the right, you can see the skiers coming down from Durkam's Dash, and then over on straight, we can kind of see the gondola and the Summit Express heading back up to Durkam Mountain.